Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Goal, Dream, and Level Up with Ro. Take a guess what today's topic is. Don't give up. And by the way, I do not own the rights to that music. So, with today, since I can remember as a little girl, I want to see the world have fun and be involved with sports of some sort. I used to be around my male cousins trying to play basketball and football with them. They would always tell me, go and play jump rope with the other little girls or something. Get away from us. Go play jump rope or something. I did not play sports while in school, yet I kept up with the latest sports news, injuries, NBA, NFL draft, and even watching tennis faithfully. I also can recall feeling like I wanted to leave Milwaukee and go off to do something different. Go and do things like attend Spelman College or Clark Atlanta University in Georgia. The goal was put on pause as soon as I got my SAT and ACT scores where they needed to be. Seizures came out of nowhere. I even enrolled myself in MATC, which is Milwaukee Area Technical College in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's like a community college with some elective courses that were important for if you wanted to attend an out-of-state college. I had everything together, at least I thought. After developing those seizures from 1993 to 2003, I battled with epileptic seizures, taking prescription medication to help control the diagnosis so I could work and drive. Well, in February 2022, I was headed to my car outside at a family member's house on her slab to start it. Due to the cold winter weather in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I had to get to work by 6 a.m. Central Time. My car did not start. So I went back in the house in efforts to call a yellow cab. Yeah, we didn't have share ride back then. We didn't have Uber and Lyft. We had the yellow cab, red cab, and some other stuff that we had to, take if we did not have a working vehicle. My daughter came up to me to talk to me as she was like 5 years old at the time. And she was going to stay at my aunt's place while I went to work. My aunt was actually going to babysit her for me while I went to work. Next thing you know, I was awakened by EMS services as apparently my aunt had called 911 due to me having a seizure. From what I was told back then, I fell off the couch and was unconscious for several minutes. My daughter, then 5 years old, ran downstairs to my aunt's office to let her know that I was, quote, dying and dead. This is the best way she could explain what was going on with her mom, and I am eternally grateful that my daughter went to let an adult know that something was wrong with me at the time, because the EMS services and the neurologist had informed me that maybe about 10 minutes later, I would not have been here at all. I would not have survived, potentially. After all those years on medications, negative CT scans, I decided to discuss extensive research or therapy in efforts to get this resolved. I just couldn't tolerate it anymore. It was really affecting my lifestyle. I could not drive nor work as the experience was life-threatening. My seizures usually consisted of me tapping on a table, like just tapping, staring at you, looking at you. I could hear you speaking, but I could not respond. That was odd, but yet scary at the same time for myself and others that were around me. What occurred to me with falling off the couch was quite different from any normal seizure that I would have, because I would have the seizures, maybe 2 seizures in 1 year. I would have them like 2 in a week. I would have like 2 seizures in a year and a half. So I reached out to the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota to verify what I can do to solve this, as I am not a person that gives up. I was not about to give up at that point. I was not about to stop working permanently, not finishing college, because at that time I had already been enrolled in Carroll College in Waukesha, Wisconsin, about 50 minutes away from Milwaukee, and decided to relocate back to Milwaukee, home. So I still had some desires and going out of state eventually for college, but these seizures again had dampened those goals. I couldn't have the desire, well, I didn't have the desire, should I say, to take my daughter traveling as I normally did, make sure that she's in, different events and that I can attend consistently, because the seizures had come on strong by popular demand, and no one could explain to me, including the physicians, why this was occurring. They offered to switch me to a different medication. That different medication actually made them worse as well. So can you all imagine how I was feeling defeated at that point? So again, I contacted the Mayo Clinic and was like, okay, what can you guys do? No one knows why these seizures are occurring. They always seem to occur when I'm trying to level up or do something different or change in life, which is kind of odd, but what do I know? All I know is that they were occurring, and I didn't want anything to stop Ro from accomplishing her goals, taking care of my daughter, and leading by example to my daughter about how adults should attack things that attempt to keep them down and out. So eventually I was diagnosed with partial complex epileptic seizures. They said, they meaning the Mayo Clinic and my neurologist at Froedtert Hospital, informed me then, after the extensive research and testing, that there was a 3-centimeter lesion on my right temporal lobe, right here, a 3-centimeter lesion, which was in turn scar tissue. It was not cancerous per the physicians or the Mayo Clinic, scientists and physicians, yet it was a scar tissue that was pressing down on my right temporal lobe, causing me to have those partial complex epileptic seizures that they had diagnosed, which in layman's terms was pretty much like opening and closing a door. That's how they explained it to me. They said it's like someone opening and closing the door or cracking the door. That's why I was not having those seizures consistently like some others that was diagnosed with epileptic seizures. Well, that left me feeling some type of way, of course. Many people would have just threw in the towel. They would have just given up, but I refused to give up. I was determined to still go and do some things I set out to do and desire. I was determined to make sure I still provided happiness, joyfulness, and stuff to do for my daughter. It took a fight, endurance, and determination. And some days, I, again, was just feeling some type of way. I just really was feeling some type of way. Being, 27 years old, about to be, 28 years old, I was just like, what is going on? I'm a few years from 30. This is where I'm at in life. This is where I want to be. I do not need to let the seizure activity stop me from that. So I decided to have neurosurgery. Yes, I decided to have brain surgery. I was originally scheduled for January of 2003. A family member, kind of convinced me that I should maybe, wait to see what occurs with that other new medication, or what occurs after the fact that I was finally diagnosed after 10 years of not knowing what the seizures was. I was finally diagnosed with those partial complex epileptic seizures from the scar tissue, 3 centimeters on my right temporal lobe. I was informed, wait and just see if something changes in the next few months. No, that's not how I operate. So I did, in fact, put the neurosurgery on hold, yet I called them back and said, hey, to my neurosurgeon, Dr. Wade Mueller, best neurosurgeon in Wisconsin at that time. I called him and said, hey, I want to reschedule my surgery, but I am going to have it because I need to be there for my daughter. I need to be able to work, to survive. I need to be able to live my life, travel, drive, and what have you. So they rescheduled me for April 28th, 2003. During the months leading up to the surgery, where I could not work, individuals showed me who they were. So I started believing them. Listen to that. They showed me who they were. During my struggle with not being able to work, not being able to drive, having to have brain surgery to repair some scar tissue that popped up my senior year out of nowhere, and no one could figure out why this scar tissue came. I was definitely feeling some type of way at that time, but I definitely started believing them too. So that's when I started going by that saying, when people show you who they are the first time, believe it. I would let family and friends know what I had planned on doing to continue my journey of goals I set out to complete. Yes, you said it. The old road used to be like, hey, you guys, I know I'm going through everything. I'm about to have this surgery, but as soon as I have my surgery and I get better, guess who's going to be back out there doing her thing? Me. And I went on to run my mouth to let them know what my journey would be and what my goals were. Fatal mistake. Then that's where I started to notice behaviorisms and listen to what their responses were to me. It still took me about 5 to 6 years or so to realize and more or less accept how they were acting, because they were family members and close friends. Yes, I said it, family members and close friends. So by 2008, 2009-ish, I came up with that phrase, my signature phrase of the low-key haters are always closer than you think. I stopped telling them my next move. From that point on, I stopped telling my next move, because every time I was getting ready to level up, something odd would occur, or it would derail the opportunity, or them low-key haters were in my ear. You heard me say they were in my ear saying different stuff. By 2016, my daughter graduated from high school, so I moved her to Houston, Texas, so she could be, 1, around resources, 2, be around diversity, 3, more importantly, in my opinion, you heard me, in my opinion, so I'm not passing judgment, I'm giving my opinion, be around at least 8 out of 10 individuals that have a forward progress mindset. That's how I believe the city of Houston and the state of Texas to be, in particular Houston, as I just stated. Then I told her, hey, when you turn 22 years old or like a junior in college, Rachel, my daughter, I'm going to become a flight attendant, as I've always dreamed of being one with my love for travel. I was like, hey, I'm going to be a stewardess. Now they call it flight attendant. When I was growing up, it was called a stewardess. So I said, I can see myself being that person, being in front of people, doing the safety demo, having fun, discussing things, flying around, traveling, meeting new people, and having fun, just to name a few items. That was how I was thinking. Of course, I went through training with Spirit Airlines in July 27, 2019. The low-key haters were chirping. Yes, they were chirping like some birds trying to make their way back to the nest that they left. Saying things like, you are taking a pay cut, Ro. Leaving from nursing and dermatology to being a flight attendant? What is wrong with you, girl? That makes no sense at all. You are taking a pay cut to leave nursing and dermatology, which you have so many years in, to be a stewardess or a flight attendant, then with Spirit Airlines. And then to top it off, what is your daughter gonna do? You didn't even tell anyone that you were going to be a flight attendant, Ro. That's not cool. You didn't tell nobody that you were going to be a flight attendant, that you were going to Fort Lauderdale to go to training to be a flight attendant. You didn't tell nobody anything. What's wrong with you? I said, guess what, people? My daughter will use her independent living skills I have taught her. And she is not getting put out the house to be on her own just yet. I wouldn't dare do that. I've already been talking to my daughter to let her know what my goals and dreams were and how I had sacrificed for years for my time, and which parents should do. So now it was my time. I'm just letting her see that I will lead by example to go after my goals and dreams by choice, not because of a title. Listen to that. By choice, not because of a title. She was of an adult age at the time of me changing careers, so I was ready again to do me. Then in December 2021, I was watching basketball at my man's house, and he informed me that I should, quote, go blabber on television, since I was talking about what the players were doing while he was trying to watch the basketball game. He said I would be a good sideline reporter, talking about the game and interviewing the players. I told him, nah, I don't want to go back to school. I've had enough of school. I don't need to do all of that. I have a career in nursing. I'm fine. But let me check it out and see what this school is talking about. I do love sports, and I always have wanted to participate on some sort of sports platform, even if it was not playing a sport at all. I did it, y'all. I enrolled in Full Sail University's sportscasting program with the goal of becoming a sports reporter. Guess what? I did not tell another soul what I was getting ready to do. The only individual that knew what I was doing was my man at the time. I have already learned from previous experiences to stop sharing my journey or goals with others, as they are okay with staying the same. People are okay with staying the same. So don't share your journey and what your desires are with them. Because guess what? They don't care. They're low-key haters. They want you to stay on their level, which is doing the same thing. I accept when people show me who they are the first time. I do not believe in the 3 strikes you're out rule. Ro believes in the 2 strikes you're out, because in my opinion, 2 strikes is a pattern. Get away now. Move on. You better peep game. But like I always state, them low-key haters are closer than you think. They don't just help you when you're in need. They assist you when it's convenient for them. They compliment you not because they're proud or happy. It's due to them trying to compete with you. So that's another topic that I'll share briefly. It's due to the low-key haters trying to compete with you. Jealousy cannot survive close proximity to your progress. Like I mentioned in episode 5, my personality or character traits cannot be mocked. One can try, but they will not succeed. You see, jealous people often imitate your lifestyle because it is their silent way of competing. Envious eyes linger, staring at you for long periods of time while they are silently comparing. Listen to that. They stare at you for long periods of time while they are silently comparing. If they go quiet when you win, it is not support you are missing. It is hidden jealousy, people. I said it. You better believe it. They will tell your loved ones and people in your circle stuff like, hey, you know, Rose said she graduated from sportscasting school a while back, yet I didn't see her on television, nor working any games like she was over a year ago. Did you ever see her graduate or see her degree? They will downplay your success, often not because it is small, but rather because it makes them feel smaller. Stop telling people your next move when they show you who they are. You better believe it the first time, and more importantly, accept it. Remember, as I stated in episode 7, being okay with change. Growth threatens people who stay the same. Envy is quiet and hides behind smiles, yet it's also subtle and strategic. Accept when people show you who they are and how they do not want you to level up before they do, no matter who it is and how it may bother you. Please believe it and accept it right now. The low-key haters count on you telling your business so they can suddenly become competitive in areas that they never, ever cared about, or act as if they have a go-getter mentality. They often display this after you succeed, or they see you going after your goals and dreams that they never had the courage to do. You're better off without that low-key hating platform in your circle. Watch out. They'll try to bring up your past when you're leveling up or attempt to compare their imitating or mocked future with yours. What I mean by that is the storyline they tell you about how they plan on leveling up or changing their forward progress mindset, that's hogwash. Them low-key haters even start copying your words or ideas. Then they have the nerve to act like they thought of it first. Interesting, huh? Beware, while they're trying to become you or display your character traits with others in your circle, just keep going after your goals and dreams. Never give up. Isolate yourself rather than hanging around folks that wear masks. The great Tupac Shakur stated, and I quote, "Pay no mind to those who talk behind your back," end quote. I get it 100% because I feel like if they're behind your back, then that's where they are. Behind you, people. They're behind you. So focus on you and accomplishing what you set out to do. False company is far more dangerous than solitude. Not everyone you trust will be loyal. Remember, they say stuff like, "Why are you doing that stuff now? You are too old to be changing careers or trying something different." Good luck to you, though. I don't know how long that new stuff you're doing is going to last you, but I wish you the best. All lies and foolery, that's a low-key hater. Whether you want to accept it or not, believe it, because most of the time they're telling you how they feel when they open their mouth. When complacent people mask their true intentions, they lie and they fabricate. Again, go back to episode 2, the lies they tell. When complacent individuals mask their true intentions. Think about it. Again, this person or people are okay with staying the same. They are okay with staying the same. I think that if you are not willing to change, then please do not expect your life to change either. Listen to that. If you are not willing to change, do not expect your life to change either. Peep game, people, and stop telling them your next move. I am a testimony, and I do not need anyone to co-sign for me. Roll Jackson, I'm the testimony. I've always told myself to elevate with or without praise or direction. I will not be stopped. I continue to chase elevation. No time to argue with delusional individuals. People treat you exactly how they feel about you. I had to realize that. People will treat you exactly how they feel about you. Peep game on that one as well. I'm not going to chase love. Companionship, love, and respect will be displayed with happiness and willingness to be in a relationship with me. I am that chick. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Saying that can come across as if I'm cocky. Yet again, I know people are rolling their eyes or saying whatever they have to say in genre. But no, I'm just confident, experienced, mature, determined, and a fun-loving woman that just so happens to love sports. That's all. When you are in doubt about the struggle, fighting to get where you want to get in life, through life's challenges, never giving up on goals and dreams, just take a look at Roe. Take a look at all that I have endured between having brain surgery right here is the scar line, neurosurgery, losing loved ones back to back at a rapid pace, having to pause on my goals and dreams that I set out to accomplish by a certain time. No, I'm good. And I'll just leave you on this note right here. And I said all that to say, with showing you all of this, 22 plus years, dermatology nursing. As of July of this year, will be 7 years as a flight attendant with Spirit Airlines. Viral TikTok actress with Flink brand coach, as needed, kind of a per diem position. Proud graduate and alumni of Full Sails University, Dan Patrick's School of Sportscasting in September 2022, with infamous on being the next great sideline reporter out there, and also experience as a freelance broadcast production runner with Fox Sports. I'll see you guys out there. Continue to go after your goals and dreams and level up. I know I will. Bye.